My control room in the back, are we all good? Is there anybody online that we know of? Nope. All right. Excellent. Then we'll call the meeting to order. Welcome, commissioners, staff, petitioners, and citizens to the June Mishawaka Plan Commission meeting. Introduction of staff. To my right, we have Donna Witt, our administrative planner. Hello, Donna. Shad Annis, next to Donna, is our associate planner. To my left, we have Krista Hill, our senior planner. Next to Krista is Derek Spear, our city planner. Front row is occupied by Ken Prince, our executive director. Next to Ken is David Bent, our legal counsel. Donna, would you please call the roll?
Chris Jamrose. Here. Drew Cash. Woody Emmons.
Here.
Sam Cressy. Drew Johnson.
Here.
Randy Frost.
Here.
Kathy White Gaddage. Here. Mike Portalese. Chris Torty.
Here. We're missing a couple, but we still have a quorum, so that's always a good thing. We'll go ahead and get started. The rules are up on the board, and to my right and to my left, we do all of our speaking at the podium. Anything that you need to say, you come up to the podium, and then if you have your name and address, if you can give that for Donna to take in the records, that would be great. I don't think we have anybody attending online. I got the thumbs down on that from the control center in the back. So previous month's minutes were May. Were there any corrections or additions to those minutes? Hearing none. All those in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Those minutes are approved. Are there any conflicts of interest on any of the agenda items tonight with the commissioners? No. Rolling right into the first one. Public hearing. So we have plat number 25-02, a request submitted by Stoneleaf Reserve LP seeking approval of the one-lot Stoneleaf Reserve subdivision. Is there somebody here to present this? Hi.
Hello, good evening.
Hello?
Whoop. Hi, we hear you online. If you can mute your line, that'd be
Yes.
great.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Ryan Valik with Engine A, the civil engineering group for the project. My address is 43601 27th Street in Matawan, Michigan, 49071. Good evening. Here to present for the Stoneleaf Reserve development, some senior living spaces. I believe you guys are probably familiar with the project off Douglas Road, between Main Street and Fur Road. It's a 7.5 acre site, mostly vacant, with an existing residential structure and a garage that will be demolished as part of the project. The property recently was annexed into the city and Zone S2 planned unit development for a multifamily residential development. The development will include 234 units within 3 primary buildings, each 3 stories tall, approximately 90,400 square feet total, and 50 feet in height. The development will also include an outdoor pavilion, park area, and 6 detached garage structures. There's 284 parking spaces overall, 34 of which are garage spaces. The site includes many pedestrian sidewalks, landscaping, and a dry detention pond along Douglas Avenue. The project will also include a dedicated right turn lane off of Douglas Avenue into the development and a cross-access drive connected to the adjacent Holiday Inn development to the east. Today we're applying for plat approval. The purpose of the subdivision is to dedicate several easements. First of which is to expand the existing 20-foot sewer easement along the west side of the property to 29 feet in width. This easement is in place for an existing sanitary force main that runs along the west side of the property. Also proposing a cross-access easement that connects to the Holiday Inn property. It'll match up with an existing reciprocal easement that's already in place on that adjacent property. And the easement will extend through the development to the access point on Douglas Road. And lastly, a sidewalk easement along Douglas Road that stems from the new sidewalk adjacent to the proposed right turn lane. A portion of the new sidewalk will extend beyond the public right-of-way limits there along Douglas Avenue. Happy to answer any questions that you guys may have. We appreciate your consideration. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. What questions do we have? Any? Going once?
Do you have pictures of the future building?
We do. I was going to wait till the final site plan approval portion.
Yeah, this is
Fair
just
enough.
plat
It's just their
approval.
plat.
Yeah, fair enough.
But
No question.
Thank you for the presentation.
thank you.
I have a question. Did you say there's a plan that the neighbors can view? Is it available online?
All of these are available online to look at everything that we're looking at. So you can go to the city and look at our agenda and look at this. Right now, we're just voting on a plat approval. It doesn't have all of the details yet. That has yet to be figured out. But anyway, we're going to continue with the meeting, but if you have questions on it, there'll be a spot here coming up shortly where you can ask other questions if you have them, okay?
Great, thank you.
Could I have your name and address just for the record here online?
Oh, Teresa
Yeah,
Valiathamoli?
okay. Sounds good.
What?
Yep, and your address?
I'm the property owner, 53739 Fir Road, F-I-R.
Okay. And if you have specific questions, I'll come back to you and ask if you have any further questions. But right now, we're going to see if there's anybody else that wishes to speak in favor of Plat 25-02. Hearing none.
Okay.
Hearing none, we'll go ahead and open it up for anybody that has further questions on Plat 25-02 or wishes to speak in opposition to Plat 25-02. So any further questions on this? Hello?
Oh, no
Nope.
question.
Okay, yeah, so feel free to look up this stuff online, and you can see the agenda, and there'll be more detail on this as well on our city website. Okay, I'll close the public hearing, and if there's no further information, I will take a motion on 25-02.
Motion to approve Plat 25-02.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Donna, would you please call for the vote?
Chris Jamrose,
Yes.
Woody Emmons,
Yes.
Drew Johnson,
Yes.
Randy Frost,
Yes.
Kathy White Gaddage,
Yes.
Chris Torty,
Yes, and Plat 25-02 passes. The next item on the agenda, replat 25-05, a request submitted by David A. Armentha L. Dean and Heather Joshua Anderson seeking approval of the two-lot Deansdale Avenue minor subdivision. Hi.
My name's Terry Lang from the Whiteman office. Our address is 1402 Mishawaka Avenue in South Bend. I represent the petitioners, Mr. and Mrs. Dean and Mr. and Mrs. Anderson. The houses that you're seeing on the aerial right there face onto Dale Street. The house at the very corner is the Anderson home. It is extremely small lot, and the house to the north belongs to their parents, and what they have decided to do to make that lot a little bit bigger is to extend that east-west property line such that it would provide them with more of a backyard area for that southerly parcel right there. And it's simply just an extension of that line out to create a little bit bigger lot for the Andersons there. And I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have.
Questions for Mr. Lang? No? Thank you. Is there anybody else in the room or online wishing to speak in favor of replat 25-05? Hearing none, is there anybody in the room or online wishing to speak in opposition to replat 25-05? Hearing none, is there any additional information? Mr. Spear?
No further information.
Then I'll, oh, yep,
I got a question.
question.
I got a question
Yep.
for the presenter. Looking at the drawing on West Sixth Street, basically, that subdivision, whatever you're going, falls in between what street and what street?
It'd be between Dale Street and the street to the west.
Okay, and then that is by the railroad tracks, correct?
On the north is the railroad tracks. To the south is Sixth Street.
It is Sixth Street, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And in going over this, I don't quite understand what you're going to be putting in there, because that's not a very big space.
Right now, they have no space, and we're pushing that line out so they have some backyard.
Okay. Okay. That's what I'm concerned about. Like I said, I didn't see hardly any space, and I was just curious of what you're doing and why, you know.
Just to provide more backyard space.
Okay, okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I'll close the public hearing with that, and if there's no further questions on this, I'll take a motion on replat 25-05.
I motion to approve replat 25-05.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Randy was the second. Donna, would you please call for the vote?
Chris Jamrose? Yes. Woody Emmons?
Yes, excuse me.
Drew Johnson?
Yes.
Randy Frost?
Yes.
Kathy White Gaddage?
Yes.
Chris Torty?
Yes, and replat 25-05 passes. Moving on, we have replat 25-07, a request submitted by Joseph Beal seeking approval of the two-lot Beals 9th Street minor subdivision. Hello once again.
Terry Lang from the Whiteman office. Our address is 1402 Mishawaka Avenue in South Bend. I represent the petitioners here, Mr. Beal. Mr. Beal currently has two lots. One lot is 30 feet wide, the other one is 90 feet wide. And what he's looking to do is to reconfigure it so he'll have two 60-foot lots, which will make nice home sites instead of having one little tiny 30-foot lot. So we're dividing the width of the total in half to provide two 60-foot lots, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Questions? No questions? Thank you for the presentation. Is there anybody else in the room or online wishing to speak in favor of replat 25-07? Is there anybody in the room or online wishing to speak in opposition to replat 25-07? If there's no additional information, I'll close the public hearing and take a motion on 25-07.
Make a motion to pass replat 2507.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Randy was the second. Donna, would you please call for the vote?
Chris Jamrose? Yes. Woody Emmons?
Yes,
Drew Johnson?
Yes.
Randy Frost?
Yes.
Kathy White Gaddage?
Yes.
Chris Torty?
Yes, and replat 25-07 passes. Moving into site plans where there is no public hearing, we have site plan 25-02, a request submitted by 1831 East Day Road LLC seeking final site plan approval for a new auto car wash facility and existing car wash located at 1823 and 1825 East Day Road. Hi.
Good evening. Chris Gadlewski, Evan Marsh Consultants, 315 West Jefferson Boulevard, South Bend. I'm accompanied by Tim Schrock from Ancon Construction, and we both represent the client, 1831 East Day Road, LLC. Some of you might have seen or heard that this went for a BZA for fence height in the rear and a couple parking spaces in the front earlier this year. Those front parking spaces are currently occupied by an ATM, which eventually at some point will go away and then the parking will be replaced. Just to give you a little highlight. So the addition here is a a remodeled existing car wash and a enlarged second car wash with parking, landscaping, all the other types of standards that would meet the ordinance for development. Some of the comments provided by engineering and planning had to do with stormwater. Specifically, this isn't a wellhead protection area, so we do a stormwater design that accompanies and meets the engineering standard. And when this lot was split some time ago, some past easements were left undone with cross access and some utility easements. So with this new development, and a requirement here, we'll prepare the correct easements that need to make this development happen. One of them is including a sewer line going east through the gas station property. And some of the other standards, design review will eventually need to happen as well as it relates to some of the building materials on the building. You might have seen a rendition of that. It's a very nice looking design, but nonetheless, we'll still need to go through a design review with the Plan Commission. So these are comments we're ready and willing to address, and we just ask for your favorable approval. I can take any questions you may have.
Thank you. Questions for this site plan? Any questions? No? Thank you for the presentation.
Thank you.
Okay, if there's no other discussions on this, there's no public hearing, so I'll take a motion on 25-02.
I make a motion to approve 25-02.
Second.
That was Randy and Drew. Donna, would you please call for the vote?
Chris Jamrose?
Yes.
Woody Emmons?
Yes, please.
Drew Johnson?
Yes.
Randy Frost?
Yes.
Kathy White Gaddage?
Yes.
Chris Torty?
Yes, and site plan 25-02 passes. Thank you. Moving on, the last item on the agenda is also a site plan 25-03, a request submitted by Stone Leaf Reserve LP seeking final site plan approval for a 234-unit affordable senior apartment complex located at 15503 Douglas Road. Hi.
Good evening again.
Good evening.
Ryan Vliek with Engineer, civil engineer for the project. Address 43601 27th Street, Mattawan, Michigan. Kind of went over the highlights a few minutes ago. If we can pull up the site plan there. We did recently receive some minor comments from city staff, and the intent is to meet all the city requirements and to work closely with the city to address any remaining items. And we're not seeking any additional variances or any other, anything else with the development. Happy to go through any questions you do have on the actual development itself and the layout. We appreciate your consideration.
Sounds good. Questions on the site plan? No questions? Thanks for the presentation.
Thank you.
Okay, with that, I'll go ahead and take a motion on 25-03.
Motion to pass site plan 2503.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Second was Woody. Donna, would you please call for the vote?
Chris Jamrose?
Yes.
Woody Emmons?
Yes.
Drew Johnson?
Yes.
Randy Frost?
Yes.
Kathy White Gaddage?
Yes.
Chris Torty?
Yes, and site plan 25-03 passes. Thank you. Is there any old business, Mr. City Planner?
None.
New?
None.
Privilege of the floor for anybody tonight? Oh, people were standing up. I thought we were going to get people to speak for privilege of the floor. Oh, have a good evening. I'll ask for an adjournment.
We're adjourned.
Adjourn.
A motion to adjourn for the evening.
We're adjourned.